Hey guys, Ben from KCT here, home of the gun and gear reviews you can use. I am, of course, just an asshole with a beard talking about firearms. But we are here in the Booms room, so we might as well talk about some guns. And after we do, stay tuned guys, because I will read your hate mail. That's right, you send it, I love it, we'll read it. So what I'm going to do real quick today, it's a short video because it is really hot, is go over some of my favorite stocks. I got 5 of them that I'm going to run through today, and this was requested by CDL34, who does follow us there on the Instagram. So that's pretty cool. Interaction, great, love it. So these are all stocks that I have currently. Obviously, I've had more, and I've gotten rid of them over time, but I don't want to just sit here and say, oh, I love that stock. When I had it 5 years ago, it was awesome. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So number 5, and I know, I made a video ripping on it, but I love me a Moa stock. Just a basic, nice Moa stock. This one's been with me since about 2010, so got a little bit of time under it, and still holds up great. Of course, it doesn't have the QD cup. You can actually, obviously, add that through Magpul's offerings there. I do like the fact that it does have that nice shielded release lever, and especially for newer shooters where they're constantly banging their hands and arms on the bottom of a car stock and getting it to collapse or pull out. Having that shielded lever there was just genius, and yeah, I think Magpul was one of the companies that really put that on the map. So for a good, just basic, bare bones stock, this is one of the things I always recommend to newer shooters, because there's a lot of stuff out there for ARs, AKs, everything else you guys could use, and it is really easy to get confused. Or look at this, I mean, this is an AK and it's got a ton of just random crap all over it. So when a new shooter picks up a gun, being able to say, look, just put this on your gun, it's going to be way better than what you have. That's the Mo. So, number 5. Number 4 is another Magpul product, and this is the SLK. So I recently got this, and I got it for one specific reason, and if you follow Space Rifle on Instagram or anything else, you will know what that reason is. Go ahead and give them a follow if you want to know what that is. And while I'm waiting for that, just have it mounted on one of my rifles. And I definitely like the fact that it's got a wider comb for the cheek rest on top. And the butt pad is not so rubbery as some of the previous options. You gotta take a look there. Now it's got the same kind of ribbing, but it's not as rubbery, so it's kind of more of a hard rubber surface. And so for all that good it does or doesn't do. I do like the rolled toe, because I do like my stocks with that rolled toe. I think it's a little bit shallow. Kind of Magpul kind of coming in a little bit on the rolled toe end of things. Not late to the game, because Magpul's never late. They arrive exactly when they intend to. But maybe just a little bit more. And obviously there are stocks out there that do that, so you know, some of those things, if you need it, go buy that one instead. So I wish there was a QD cup on this. I wish it on all stocks, but there's not. But you can go ahead and put that M-Lock QD cup on there from Magpul, or probably some other companies too. So it is fixable if you really need to have that on your stuff, like I think I need to. Yeah, so basically for me it's the excuse to just buy more parts. Alright, so that's number 4. Do this without destroying my entire room here. Number 3 is the Strike Industries Viper stock. And my wife always tells me, I love you, but you make me work at it. This is kind of the same thing for the Viper stock. So when you get it, it is useless, essentially. It does not have the rubber butt pad. It just has a textured kind of plasticky back pad. And it is very, very slick. Like silk shirt, car stock, no rubber slick. It is ridiculous. So you have very little control over the rifle stock. Then they came out with the rubber butt pad. I didn't think it would actually work and stay on there, because it just attaches by this screw here. And then it just kind of clips on over the top, like so. So I didn't think that this was going to stay on there. I thought it was going to fall right off. And it hasn't. Over the 2 or 3 years I've had this, it's actually went really, really good. Now, the reason why I like this, even though I didn't like it at first and I had to spend additional money to turn it into what I needed, is the QD cups. And the reason why I'm so big on these is 90% of my rifles have a QD connector right there. This one doesn't, because it was made on the cheap and the lower sucks. Anyways, I do like to typically run my stocks with my sling on them. And so for this, I'll typically run my sling and then sort of bring it around underneath there so that it stays off the stock butt pad, stays away from being between me and the gun, and yeah, all that good stuff. So people say, oh my God, Ben, you know, like, why are you doing this? Well, you know what, suck a dick. I mean, okay, I'll be honest, don't do that. What I'm saying here though is if you look at how the M4 was originally set up, look at the stock. The stock had all sorts of attachment points for your sling, and then, of course, at the front end of your gun, underneath your sight post, you had the other end of your sling. So people are like, oh God, why do you have it on your stock? Because your stock moves, and da da da. It's like, well, I don't really move my stock. Once I get it to where I want it, it stays there. And all I have to do is let out a little bit more of my sling if I need that extra room. So I don't really see any downsides to it. A lot of people don't like it. I get that. That's totally fine. Having the QD right here does sometimes kind of pinch my hand a little bit depending on what kind of QD mount I'm running. And so I typically like to mount it back here. But again, if I didn't have this, I would have to find something else to make that attachment because I would want a QD in the back. And the front, of course, is that wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Strike Industries QD and a hook sling mount. So it didn't work at first for me. Now that it's got the nice rubber butt pad on there, works great. You'll hear there is a bit of rattle, okay? Because this was designed to fit both mil-spec and commercial tubes. At least that's what Strike said. So yeah, we'll see. I like it because it finally does what I needed to do and gives me those QD points that I crave and I rave about in my sleep. So there's that. Let's go on to, oh God, what are we at? 3, 2, 1. Anyways, so up next, what are we at? Jesus Christ. Anyways, we have the Battle Link stock. It is hot, guys. I'm sorry, my brain is frying. So we'll get through this. My last one that we post here will be my favorite. You'll see it. And so I like this because I got this back in the day when MFT was kind of just, nobody knew who they were. They were selling a lot of old, like Fab, First Samco was one of the stuff that they did. In fact, their email addresses were also, had a lot to do with that stuff. So it's like I would say, follow-up company to them. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff like that in their arsenal. But then there's this. And yeah, so I really, really love this. And I love it because it does everything that I need. It's got that rolled toe. It's got 4, count them, 4 QD mounts. These up here are actually 2-sided. And same thing with the ones back here. As well as your footman's loop and all that good traditional stuff. Now the release knob is not shielded. So, I mean, deal with that as you will. But it does a lot of stuff that I need it to. It carries batteries and everything else like that. I typically like to have enough battery changes to do one change on everything on the gun, on board with the gun at all times. So, you know, if I'm ever caught out there at the range or whatever, and something doesn't work, I don't have to sit there and dig through bags and stuff. I can just open up whatever's on the gun and make that right. So we have storage here, we have storage here, we have storage here. In fact, those are all MFT products. MFT whore, guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I really loved it. When it first came out, again, people just didn't know what to do with it. When you go to the range and people were like, oh God, you know, it's so weird. It's like, yeah, it's weird, but it's fine. So anyways, it's probably my favorite storage stock over like some of the STRs and some of the other ones out there. I think they just did it right. It is a little bit longer, obviously, because you do have your storage container in there and just got some tissues in there to stop the rattle of batteries and crap. But yeah, I mean, you will get quite a long extension with that all the way out, but just kind of know your extensions. And it does come with a witness mark, and I am a sucker for witness marks, even though this gun is not marked for it. So that I kind of know, especially if I'm running optics, where I need to be with that and where I can kind of give myself a little bit of slide. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, We're going to do 6. We're going to do 6. Because number one, I can't count. Put that in your hate mail too, by the way. I cannot count. And I can't stop talking about guns because I love them. So, alright. So after that, we have this little SB Tactical brace. And I love this thing. And it's on there specifically because I love what it does for the short barrel rifle. Pistol, whatever, ATF, you guys are going to sit there in the comments. That's fine. I don't care. But it's got the ambidextrous QD sling mounts that I love, that I have to have. Even though I do have a beautiful V7 sling plate there. And it allows me to, especially with a short gun like this, run it all the way out and have really positive control of that gun, even in a very, very short package. So, I mean, this thing, what it did for the gun, for the short gun, it revolutionized it. You know, they have other models that are out there that look like MP5 stocks, that look like whatever. That's fine. This looks great to me. It's nice and soft, so, you know, if you go ahead and put that up there. And by the way, ATF, I don't have any dogs. We got a lot of cats, though. So, bring some extra ammo. I don't know. So, but they did this right. SB Tactical just did this right. And the only thing I don't like about it is the release latch is forward, not backwards. So you press here and not back here to release the stock. Other than that, it locks up great. Yeah, you hear a little bit of wobble, but you hear wobble with most stocks anyways. And it's great. You know, it snaps right up nice to the receiver extension there. And yeah, I mean, once I had this over the Shockwave, whole world opened up. It was great. So if you do have a short gun, get one of these. You will not be sorry unless they become illegal. And sorry, whatever. So yes, just for the short guns. And last, but not least, and it's not even on anything right now because I'm testing stuff for some companies, but, and there's always a but, the NIT Minimalist right there. It weighs the same as some charging handles. Let that sink in. I mean, you can take a car stock next to it and it might be a little bit lighter because it doesn't include the pad. But this thing is so freaking light. It's ridiculous. And I've had these since almost the day that it came out. I was waiting for this when they started to announce this. I don't buy that 2-key NRAT strap shit, whatever the fuck whatever it is. I just didn't like it. I just wanted the plain. And I mean, it is unreal. I mean, and yes, I have taken it out. I've slammed it on things. This part does not break, does not bend. I mean, you could probably do it, but I mean, if you're going to do that, you know that you're doing destructive testing with your stock anyways. So if that's your thing, that's your thing, you know. You can break anything here if you try hard enough or give it to a Marine. So I like the fact that it does have a lot of sling loops. You get your footman's loops there, and then also here and here for like a clip-on sling. But again, the thing that I really love is the fact that there is a QD in there. So what I'll typically do though is run the QD and then the sling over the stock. And it looks kind of weird. I thought years ago some shooters are actually using it to try to kind of stabilize their rifles a bit more. Guys, people are going to love it, people are going to hate it. I don't care, it works for me. So debate, talk amongst yourselves. But I think it's great. It does keep the sling right out of there where I don't need it. You see a lot of guys that rock it and they sling through their footman's loop. They will not have any hardware at the end, so that it doesn't matter if the sling is between the buttstock and your shoulder, because it's just another piece of fabric. So there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. This is my personal favorite. This is one of the things I tell new shooters, like if you don't know what to get and a MO may not fit you, definitely get one of these. You see the value the first time you use it. I take a lot of people out shooting and a lot of them are new, so you'll have people that just have a basic, you know, their Car 15 or whatever it is, and they're doing up drills and they're seeing the rolled toe and they're going, Jesus, versus that straight car stock, and they're loving it. So it does a lot for the value. It does come with that rubber butt pad, which is awesome. It does have that QD sling mount, and though the latch is not shielded per se, it is in line with everything else in the stock, and so you have to really get something in there to press that out. So a lot of people were skeptical about it opening when they first saw it, saying, okay, well, why is this here? Well, it's in line, so it's really hard to, you know, have anything. It's almost like a Glock trigger with the that center piece there, that center blade. Like, yeah, if you want to push this in, you got to push it. If not, you're not going to open the stock. And the stock fits very, very tightly on everything that I put it on. So if I want to minimize rattle, this is the one that I use. So guys, I know we kind of covered a lot. I can't count. Obviously, we're just, at this point, I think we're just throwing guns up in front of the camera to see what sticks. So that's number one for me, guys. And also, I want you guys to check out our KCT Syndicate. The link will be below. We have discounts for V7 weapon systems, who've been a great supporter of this channel. We have Mission First Tactical, also, who've been a great supporter of this channel. We're looking for other people, obviously, to get on board with that. So if you have a small business or gun company, whatever, talk to us. Let's see about getting a discount code on there for our viewers. So it's really cool. I would check it out. Again, we are still growing that part of the channel. So definitely give that a look at and keep checking back. So we're going to be adding more stuff. Okay, I promised I would do this. And I promised myself I wouldn't cry. So we have been getting hate mail, which is awesome because it shows that people are watching and interacting with our content. Yay! The interesting thing about that is of course, everyone is a tactical genius. Everyone, like, we know some things to avoid. If you see a company selling a product and they have their booger hook and the bang switch and they're walking around and it's cool, I automatically lose respect for that product because that company didn't look at that and say, this is unsafe gun handling. Why the fuck would we want to do this with somebody in an advertising way? You know what I mean? You know, so I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but those kind of mistakes are the ones you don't want to make. Shit is the word you last want to hear in a gun range. So as we get some of these hate mail things, some of them are pretty inventive. We'll only go through a couple of them right now. I don't have a whole lot of time. But send all your hate mail to kineticconceptstactical@gmail.com and I will read it. So the most inventive ones that you have, send it to us. I'll read it in one of the upcoming videos. You can laugh at it. It's awesome. Everybody wins. So the first one we have from Ron K. I'm sorry, I wouldn't cry. Ron K says, you guys look like a more autistic version of Demolition Ranch. Okay, yeah, that's all right, you know. Probably one of the range videos he's commenting on there. Okay, all right, cool. Demolition Ranch is all right, but I definitely understand that, you know, we put the awesome and awe. I don't know what we do, but we'll move on to the next one. Ryan P. I'm gonna read my own handwriting. Ben looks like Small Arms Solutions, but instead of knowing anything about the AR, he just got fat. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Small Arms Solutions is freaking great, guys. If you know of us but don't know about them, there's definitely something wrong with that equation. Go and check them out. They're freaking awesome. And I'll do one more. Ryan R. I don't like how you hold your AR. Okay. All right. So yeah, they yes, that's it. You know, everyone is a tactical mastermind. So I definitely appreciate all the quarterbacking we're getting here. And so yeah, again, kineticconceptstactical@gmail.com. Label it hate mail so we know what it is. And I will read it. It's kind of like a roast me thing, maybe. Just go crazy with it. I don't care. I have no feelings. My soul is dead on the inside, so this will work. So, anyways, guys, I definitely want to thank you for checking this out. Definitely go see this Facebook, and of course, we're Kinetic Concepts Tactical there. Instagram, obviously, Kinetic Concepts Tactical _ Oh God, everything. It's just if you look for us in any of these mediums, you'll find us. I don't know how else to say it. I'm not going to give out your URLs because I don't care. If you guys want to have anything, build lists, anything like that, or you want to see some of these guns a little bit more detail, we are going to be going through and talking about short guns. And we did have a request to talk about like short 300 blackouts. So that's a 6.5 inch V7 barrel, and so that's a nice little shorty guy. And this one's just a 5.56, but it's a 10.5. So we can talk short guns. There's a couple more laying around because I do like to keep guns around the house like Lucas Botkin. So I think everybody does. Yeah, okay, so following this, we are going to have one about my favorite muzzle devices, and those will all be muzzle devices that I own, and that'll be awesome. And then also, we're going to be doing some videos on how to smooth out the function of your gun. So if you have a gun that runs rough or, kind of tends to hang up or whatever, everyone's trying to get ARs out into the market these days. Some of the quality control is slipping a little bit. So some of these guns need a little bit of help kind of out of the box to make them work, which is fine. We know that that's going to be a thing. So we will have some stuff on that as well too, smoothing out the guns via the internals and the externals. So again, guys, anything you want to see, definitely let us know. Check us out. Go see the... Oh my gosh. Syndicate. That's what it is. Alright guys, it's getting way too hot in here. I'm sorry. You guys have a great rest of your day.